Hello. It may occur to you that this is not where we left off. Unfortunately, my recording software, known as Action, decided it would change what the microphone was. So I went through about 2 episodes, and before I realized this. Now, I save state is the problem, so I thought it would be impossible to go back and without, starting from an earlier save state. I know I should be rotating these, and play a bunch of this. Fortunately, I have been saving regularly in the main game, and rather than losing 40 minutes of progress 2 episodes, if we start here, we have lost exactly 4 minutes of progress, during which I probably rambled a bunch anyways. So, to bring you up to speed, we concluded that the gavel was in fact the murder weapon based on Lotta Hart's testimony. We shoved that in their faces because Lotta went ahead and testified that after the incident occurred, she no longer heard a gavel. And as a result, that is now the officially suspected murder weapon. And pretty much Francesca went off to go and look for it. That's about it. That is where we find ourselves. That is all you missed. It was nothing major. We can continue the game like nothing happened. Unfortunately, I know what the next 40 minutes hold, so good luck, I guess. Have fun watching this. I know what's coming. Which is really a shame. There was a genuine moment that surprised me, and that's just lost to time forever because my audio is gone. So, from chapter start, enough of my rambling. It does seem like I'm at the end of this case, however. Nice chair you got there, Blaze. I didn't realize he was sitting there last time. Robber.
Order in the court. Prosecutor Von Karma, your report, please. I have bad news. We searched every inch of the Grand Tower, but the auction gavel was nowhere to be found. That is most unfortunate.
Yeah, also, when we addressed Blaze about the gavel, he was very smug about it. He was like, yeah, I bet. You'll find a gavel, all right. So, that ended poorly for us.
It seems I am left with no choice but to pronounce a verdict.
Well, it sure seems that way, Normally you wouldn't commit a blunder like leaving behind the murder weapon, The best criminals would never do something like that, you see.
Oh, yes, I did ask. Pertinent question to viewers. What was the original kanji for the you-knows and the you-sees? Because I can't imagine that was a direct translation, and I'm very curious as to what it might have been. So if you know, let me know. I don't have enough information. This is as far as I can go.
Yes, it's a shame, but it can't be helped, you see. This takes me back, all those defendants.
Oh yeah, this guy's a piece of shit.
All those defendants who came to me asking for a plea bargain. They trusted me, told me every one of their dirty little secrets, you see. And when it came time for the trial, I'd get them sentenced to life in prison. They were all completely dumbstruck, each and every one of them. Oh, how I wish you all could have seen it, the stupid looks on their faces.
Asshole. The guy's an asshole. And I believe I pointed out, alright, you go to the guy without your own legal counsel and go for a plea bargain, you're kind of asking for it. But at the same time, dude's a dick. Get a defense attorney for that sort of thing.
I shall hereby pronounce a verdict. Please humbly accept the words of the law.
There's nothing more I can do with this. Both Kay and I are.
If only we had some evidence. I never thought that I would be passing judgment on you like this.
Is this the end?
The defendant, Blaze de Best, I hereby indict you.
Whoa! What up? I am blown away! What a surprise! So I actually did freak out about this because I kind of figured out we were going for a redeeming her moment at this point, but I was not prepared for her to go quite this far so soon. I figured we would need, hard evidence. She's going out on a limb for us right now. Her neck is still weirdly long. I mean, look at where it starts and look where its ear's at. That's the chin. That's a long, long neck, you know? It's just... That's like almost as long as my actual in real life neck, and that's not okay. That? What?
Oh, what's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I have here documents regarding a certain case, the IS-7 incident, a case that happened 18 years ago.
Documents, you say? Why would you suddenly? Wait, you don't mean... On the day of the crime, the record of your keycard was used because...
I came to this room to fetch these documents, of course. Although, when I entered the meeting room, it seemed it was before the black market auction had begun.
At first, yeah, couldn't anyone just wander in? I mean, midnight's late and all, but surely some people have burned the midnight oil around here.
At first glance, I told you I came to gather documents about you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. At that time, I simply could not tell you the truth.
IS-7 incident documents jotted down in the organizer. What are you doing, Justine? Why are you indicting Father? Without any basis. This is slander. Ow.
That was a wonderful remark, Sebastian.
Huh? Really?
Of course, there is a basis. During the case 18 years ago, Prosecutor Manfred von Karma fabricated information regarding the body.
That was because the body of the sculptor Isaac Dover had been stolen.
Papa fabricated information about the body? What do you mean? Detective Lasser, or Lacer, who handled the initial investigation, reported that the body had gone missing. However, in order to deceive the Prosecutor von Karma, there was a person who purposefully did not report to him that the body had disappeared. What?
What did you say? Yeah, I always kind of thought von Karma forged it, but turns out
that person would not forgive those who defied him, nor would he allow...
Sorry, there appears to be a dumpster being attacked outside my place.
Nor would he allow others to hold power. He would use any means necessary in order to bend others to his will. And then, also 18 years ago, Director Young was ordered by a certain individual to write a fake autopsy report.
Dr. Young was the one who wrote the autopsy report for the IS-7 incident?
She would have been 42. Please wait. Granny didn't do anything wrong. She was ordered by that person. She had no choice but to obey.
That person?
That person was the chief prosecutor at the time.
Oh man, who could it be? The suspense. Do you think it's Gumshoe? I bet it is. The chief prosecutor 18 years ago. You don't mean... Lana Sky?
No, that was after.
Oh, right. I don't know then.
The chief prosecutor, who gave Papa his first penalty.
I'm not gonna feel bad for Manfred von Karma. He murdered a man. He murdered Edgeworth's father.
It was none other than you, Blaise de Best.
What are you saying? Father would never do something like that.
Sebastian, we do not need your opinion right now. Blaise de Best, do you have a rebuttal?
Fabricating stuff about the body. Von Karma did all that on his own, you know. Falsifying the autopsy report. Young, you would actually...
Okay, really? Bro, you're going for the, oh, they all operated without my knowledge. Girl, I'm as surprised as you are. That's really your defense? That's kind of lame.
Man, you really did some terrible things behind my back, you know.
I love that move. The shrug and the shaking of the head. Seeing as how all the parties concerned are here today, we should ask them directly.
Please wait. Granny is... Ow. Granny, I'm sorry. I knew. That's why I... Yes, because if I didn't, he said he would expose you. If I didn't assist in the crime, Granny would be prosecuted.
That can't hurt. It's just her hair.
That would mean the conductor. That's what the conductor told me.
So Miss Jensen was being threatened. What was the conductor who threatened you, Blaise de Best?
I don't know. The person who threatened me was the auction conductor. They do have similar physiques, but I never saw the person's face.
Any trivial thing is fine. Give us a characteristic that could be a clue.
That's right. The conductor's mask is exposed in just a tiny part of his face. There was a tattoo there, I'm sure of it.
Conductor's clothes updated. He has a facial tattoo.
A tattoo, you say?
Objection.
I really have no idea what you're talking about, you know. As you can see, there are clearly no tattoos on my face, you see. So that person doesn't match me at all, you know. That person who threatened her, this so-called conductor, I wonder who it is, you know.
You have incurred the wrath of the goddess of the law. I suggest you watch what you say.
Oh yeah, her changing sides, by the way, is a very nice touch. She shifts over to where Edgeworth and Von Karma are now as well.
Hasn't he incurred your own wrath rather than the wrath of the goddess?
Jill Crane has been pursuing you, just as I have. And I will not let her death be in vain.
Crane was, you know, you say she was pursuing me. My, I didn't really know her all that well, you know. I don't mind girls chasing after me, you know, but I don't recall ever having fallen for me, you see.
Didn't change how that worked. That animation still suggests she's on the other side.
You didn't know the victim well. That is a testimony we haven't heard up until now. Before the eyes of the goddess of the law, you shall give us an official testimony.
I see. Everyone is bullying me. If you're gonna go that far, that's fine, you see. I'll just have to make you disappear.
Well, that was kind of threatening.
Every last one of you.
Alright, that's extremely threatening. And you're in front of, like, a group of 10, more like 8, I guess, judges who have nothing to do with this. You can't just make them all disappear.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall cooperate with you as well.
Thanks.
If we let this opportunity slip by, I doubt we will ever get him to stand in court again. Or, you know, the chair prosecuting committee, whatever. You get what I mean. Please do not let this chance go to waste.
Yes. I promise I will live up to your expectations.
Now then, Blaise de Best, you shall testify regarding the victim.
Those eyes, man. They always get me. Regarding Jill Crane. Alright, so we have some to get through here.
The victim Jill Crane was a member of the prosecutor investigation committee, you see. Personally, I didn't really know her that well, you know. Either way, it's not like I had a motive to murder her. I have no idea why she was pursuing me, you see. You intend to deny your guilt until the bitter end, don't you?
Of course he does. There's no way father could be the criminal. I mean, he's my father, you know. He's the very best. Like no one ever was. That sounds lovely. I am basing this voice a little on James from Pokemon, so I liked that line.
Yes, Sebastian. If you're gonna stick up for me, be sure to have a clear basis, you know.
All right, I got it. I'll clear you of these false accusations, father. I believe in you, Pops. We won't lose to someone like Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, you really are pure, you know.
That person, he really loves his father, doesn't he? However, one must be able to accept the mistakes of their father.
Yeah, Francesca knows that better than anyone. Kay embraced her dad. Miles is coming around. I can't think of anyone else here whose father is of particular concern to me other than those three. She definitely had the roughest time living up to her father.
No matter how much they may look up, you may... Fuck it. I loved my father, but he was an ass, is my point. Each person must atone for their crimes, no matter who they are.
This is going to be hard for Sebastian, but... Fuck it. Kid's annoying.
The rebuttal. Victim Jill Crane was a member of the prosecutorial investigation. Okay, so I think what I need to do is press this one. I got through this test. I think once I was done with this testimony, that was about it for me. So I pretty much burned through this as quickly as I could. Less commenting, you see. Also, there's that 4 minutes from the beginning that's missing. So you were saying you weren't very familiar with the victim.
That's right. I didn't even know about the burn mark on Crane's hand, you see.
You didn't know about the burn mark?
Well, you see, even if I'd gotten close to her, she would have disappeared soon. It's plain to remember someone, you know, when they're just gonna disappear, you see. Sorry about that.
In other words, anyone who defies him disappears. I would like you to add that statement about the victim burned to your testimony. Okay, let's press him on that one now. Only just learned about the burn mark on her hand. I was saying you didn't know about the victim's burn. Is that really the truth?
You really are persistent, you know. But do you really think I would pay attention to every little wound on a woman's hand?
I would think the burn mark on the victim's hand would be hard to miss. That's a good point.
Now that you mention it, Jill Crane would regularly wear gloves. I too did not know about the burn until the incident occurred.
Jill Crane regularly wore gloves, you say?
I thought so. She was probably trying to hide the burn mark, you see. I understand how sensitive a woman can be about these things, you know.
I would like you to add your so-called sensitive understanding of a woman to your testimony. Call him out on it, Edgeworth. Attaboy. Okay, so this is what we need to present on. Now, this gave me some grievance, because... Oh, there's one more testimony I checked after this. Because what I figured was... I checked this and presented it because blood on the hand. How'd she get that if she was wearing gloves? Was my argument. When that didn't work, I tried this. Because her fingerprints were found on it. How'd her fingerprints get on if she was wearing gloves? What you in fact need to present is this one. And we'll see why. Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. If that's true, then it creates a huge contradiction.
Oh, a huge contradiction, you say?
The train agrees. I would like you to listen to the voice recorded on this stuffed animal one more time. Buzz, buzz. Buzz, buzzed. And the... I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. Ah! Buzz. Buzz. We were under the impression that this was the moment when the victim was murdered. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. We thought that this statement was sent by the culprit.
Isn't that fine? What's the problem, you know?
There's a huge problem with that. If the victim had been wearing gloves from the start, it would have been impossible to see the burn on her hand. Feel that beat. Yeah, break it down. Gumshoe, play me out, baby. So yes, I actually did come to this conclusion on my own. After the other two pieces of evidence didn't work, I thought about it. It occurred to me that maybe in order for this to make sense, what the game had to be suggesting was that the burn was on the victim. And I presented that not very certain, but this is exactly where it went. So once I thought about it, it became clear. I still think the fingerprints or the blood on her hand should have resulted in something. You know, she always wore gloves. Here's two cases where she clearly was not wearing gloves. And you can argue, she was naked during those points except for the raincoat. Maybe, but we'd have to prove that, wouldn't we? Where'd the gloves go? We don't know. The statement was that she was always wearing gloves. Whatever. Pissed me off. Anyways. Point! I'm pointing at you.
Gloves come off very easily, you know. She could have taken them off during the auction.
That's a really good point. Oh, shit.
That's not true. Miss Crane had been wearing gloves when I took her place. She must have been wearing them before she was murdered.
What? What are you saying? Don't you understand the position you're in?
I'm not scared anymore. I have Granny here with me.
Blaze, your day of reckoning has finally come. Meow.
Yes, the old lady goes, meow. Because I want to do an old lady voice.
Somehow it seems like you all want to disappear. Permanently.
That is a direct threat. The only one who will be disappearing here is you, Blaze to Best. That wit. Hey, how dare you say that to Father? Does it really matter if the burn mark was visible or not? It certainly does matter. If the burn mark was visible, then we'd have a complete turnabout in the situation. What are you out saying? If the victim's burn mark wasn't visible, what exactly does that tell you? Sebastian, turn your way of thinking around. If the victim was wearing gloves, then her burn mark could not have been seen. In that case, whose burn mark was seen? Someone else's burn mark. Precisely, the culprit must have had a burn mark as well. In other words, I knew you right away. You can't hide that burn from me. The person who said this was not the culprit, but the victim. What? Ow. We're going to end right here. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tokenlad. We come back a little bit more of what I've played, and then probably new territory in the same episode. So talk to you later, shrewd negotiators, and see you around Asklands.